Hi curry fans, it's Julian from Curry To Go, and the secret to that takeaway curry taste. Have you ever noticed that when you're making a curry and you're following an exact recipe and you've got all the right ingredients and you put all the right ingredients in and you follow your recipe, that it still doesn't taste quite right? There's just something missing and you're not can't quite put your finger on it. Well, there's a saying, isn't there, that the devil is in the detail. And often I get a lot of people ask me this question: is there some big thing I'm missing out? And often it isn't. It's just something little. A little thing can make all the difference. And what I'm going to do in this video today, just looking at 3 different curries, Korma, Rogan Josh and Jalfrezi, I'm going to show you just by adding a little extra something or a little technique can make a huge difference. So these are the details that we're going to just share with you. Now the first one is chicken korma, so let's have a look at that. Now chicken korma utilises, as most know, almond powder and coconut powder. Now a lot of people have emailed me about coconut powder and desiccated coconut. There is a difference. I'm just going to show you this. This is coconut flour. If you can see, it's super fine. It's that's why it's called coconut flour. Now the other type, which is the desiccated coconut, is bigger. It's like bigger grains. It's more fibrous, and you don't get as good a result. So that when you make your korma, it's also used in chicken tikka masala as well. You find it's a little bit chewy. You can taste it, a bit grainy in your mouth. So if you want that really smooth sauce, but you want to be able to taste the coconut, use the coconut flour. Now you have to get this from specialist Asian shops. You'll struggle to find this, to be honest with you, at your main supermarkets. You can get the desiccated, but it's just not the same. So that's our first little thing, just wanted to mention to you. Because you've got the powder and that in here, you want to stir it quite frequently to make sure that it all dissolves into the sauce. And with korma, you do need to sort of cook it on a fairly high flame, just to make sure that the powder does dissolve into the sauce. That's the first tip. The next one is, if you want to give your korma a really creamy, luxuriant taste, a little bit of extra something, just add a tablespoon of butter. Now I know what some of you will be thinking, like, what about the diet, what about the calories? Well, just forget about that, because this is a rich dish, and if you're going to do it right. You can add ghee or butter. Just add a tablespoon in just towards the end, and it will just give it that real extra rich flavour, which is what you're looking for in korma. And then we add the single cream. Now you want to add the single cream just at the end. You don't want to cook your single cream in, because if you do, it will separate and it won't taste right. You just want to do it at the end process. Can you see the colour? It's lovely. Now I just want to clear something else up as well. You get this lovely yellow colour simply just from the ingredients that go in. You don't add any spices, and please do not add turmeric. Some people have read on some of these forums about adding turmeric in there to get that yellow colour. Turmeric is quite a bitter spice. It will not go well with korma, and I've never known any Bengali or Indian or Pakistani chef use that in this dish. Obviously you've got a little bit there in the mixed powder that goes in the actual gravy, but it's a very small quantity. So you want to get your natural yellow just from your gravy, your almond powder, your coconut, and that is really it. So there you go. That's the right colour, the right consistency, and that's our delicious chicken korma. We can serve that up now. There's our finished chicken korma. And then what you want to do, if you want to really impress your guests, your friends, just swirl in just a little bit of single cream at the end. Makes it look absolutely delicious. So let's have a look at our next curry. Tip number 2, do you like Rogan Josh? Well, Rogan Josh is a delicious curry that's flavoured with tomato and peppers. Now, the mistake that we often make is we often put tomatoes in that we get from the supermarket that are those pale orangey tomatoes. They're rock hard and they taste awful. You probably know what I'm talking about. if you want to get a really nice flavour in your curries, whether it's Rogan Josh or any other curry that has tomato in it, use one of these. Use a nice deep red tomato. You see this is a bit squidgy, a bit soft, it's a bit overripe if anything. You'd probably normally pass this by in the supermarket, but this is the exact one you want, because the deeper the red, the sweeter the tomato, the riper it is, full of flavour. And in a curry, you're not really going to know what it looks like anyway. You want flavour. So we're going to put a whole tomato in our Rogan Josh. We cut that into 4 pieces like that, quartered, and in our Rogan Josh. So once you've added your tomatoes in there, nice ripe tomato, it'll only need about a minute to 2 at the most just to cook, and to soften in your sauce there. I'm just going to let you in on a little secret. Just adds a nice sweetness, complements the sweetness from the tomatoes, and it's a trick often used in many Indian restaurants and takeaways, and that is just to add a little bit of mango chutney. It's just less than a teaspoon amount in there. Just add that in, and that adds a nice little layer of sweetness in your Rogan Josh. In fact, you'll probably notice there's a number of curries that you buy from your takeaway and restaurant that do have that little bit of sweetness. It'll often be something like mango chutney that just adds that. And I mentioned that secret and all these other little secrets that are used in the restaurant in my book. If you've got that already, you'll have noticed that. If not, you can check out the link below. So let's have a look at our next curry and a tip for that one. Okay, in this third curry that we're going to do, I'm going to show you why it is sometimes that when you get a curry, it might be, as in this case we're going to do a Madras, might be a Madras, that you'll notice sometimes you'll get it from some restaurants and it's got a nice thick sauce or thick gravy with it, and other times it's more runny. Why is that? What do you prefer? Do you prefer a more thicker sauce or a more runny one? Well, if you want to get a thicker sauce, it's very simple to do really. You just use very finely diced onions. You'll find that in Indian restaurant and takeaway kitchens, they usually have a big container at the side with all their other spices and whatnot of very finely diced onions. I'll show you in a minute. Super fine, and they just put a chef's spoon of that in the pan before they put the other ingredients and just soften them, just sweat them a little bit, and that gives a lovely thick, almost jelly-like consistency to your curry. I'll show you what I mean. So as you can see, these are the onions. We're just going to put a chef's spoon amount, and I'm just going to show you so you can see how fine the onions are. They are super finely chopped. You don't want big pieces at all, or this technique won't work. So just in the pan, and we're not looking to brown them. We just want to sweat them. Just sweat them before we add the next ingredients. Okay, that's fine. We're making a Madras here. So most of you will already see my Madras recipe. Normally I don't put the onions in because we don't normally serve it with a thicker sauce, but I know some do like it. So this is how we get a thicker sauce. So once we've done that, I'll show you the end result and how it comes out. So this is the end result. So our Madras is done, and if you have a look there, you can see that this sauce is much thicker. Nice thick. It gives a real body and not texture so much. It's not like you'll notice even that the onions are there. They almost dissolve to anything, to nothing rather. But they do add body and thickness to your sauce. So if you like a thicker sauce, that's what you get. We'll just serve that up. So there's our finished Madras with the thicker sauce. And you can apply this little technique of using very finely diced onions in any curry that you like, Boona, Balti, Vindaloo, whatever you like really. It's just very simple, but it just helps you to get that thicker sauce. So I hope some of those tips help you in your curry cooking with the Korma there, with the Rogan Josh and the Madras. And we're always trying to share tips, ideas and recipes with people on this channel. So if you found this channel for the first time, just click the subscribe button and you'll be alerted as we create new videos. Just something to look out for in the very near future. I'll be cooking along with a friend of mine and Bengali chef from the Manzil restaurant, and he's going to be sharing with you some of his tips and recipes, perhaps recipes that you've not quite come across in your local British Indian restaurant or takeaway. So have a look out for that one, that will be coming soon. Thanks for watching and bye for now.